Happy Monday, everyone. How are you? I said I'd come on and do a little live for a change. How is everyone doing? Oh, my Lord. My friend was just up at the beach she was in Whitestrand in County Clare, and beautiful. A dolphin was inside in the sea and there was people in swimming with it. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Isn't it just gorgeous? Nature is amazing. So let's talk about our thoughts and how they create our reality. It can be kind of a tough one to get your head around at times, because we don't, we can often feel more comfortable in, victim, that things happen to us rather than we create our own reality. So it's important to know when you're going into victim, or when you're blaming and not taking responsibility for your own stuff. And I just want to give you a quick little example of this. Lovely neighbour of mine is very stressed at the moment. Has been very stressed for quite a while actually. And because of course my thing is behaviours, and I'm always observing behaviours, even in myself, not just, I don't want to sound like I'm going around observing everybody else and not looking at myself. I look at my own as well. But she talks a lot about the stress. And one day I called into the house and there was a couple of people there, and the whole conversation, I actually had to leave because the energy was they were flat out talking about how stressed they all were, giving it more kind of energy. So, your thoughts and your words and your actions, they all create your reality. And it's really good to understand that. And she messaged me yesterday evening going, I just want to relax, I just want to feel relaxed. Do you think it's possible? And I was saying to her, absolutely, of course it's possible. But you do have to take action, and you do have to change your lifestyle and your mindset. But you can do it gently. It can be small little things. So I was kind of just saying to her, to look for more pockets of joy, look for more joy in her life, or what brings her joy, and bring in more of that. And of course it's not a quick fix, and it's, there's a lot of things that have to be changed, but often we're in our heads so much that we create the stress just to our thoughts alone, and it may not actually be the reality, because we're projecting forward, so we're worrying about the future, but in the present moment we're fine. So there's a lot of angles to it, but one of the simplest things is what brings me joy, and can I bring that joy into my day? It could be for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Joy is such a healer, and it raises our frequency. And also, of course, the breath, to take 2 minutes twice a day and breathe. That will help to stimulate the vagus nerve and to calm the nervous system. And another amazing little tool is gratitude. Giving gratitude for the smallest of things will help to change your emotional state. And stress and the hormones of stress and the aspects of ourselves that we go into, like victim, or going into blame, or that we feel helpless. See, often when we're in victim, we feel like we have no control, or that we are helpless against a situation. And the chemicals from those hormones, or from being in that state, is quite addictive, and people get addicted to that. And when I went to see Dr. Joe, in October, he talks a lot about that, about how we become addicted. And I was addicted to this for years, decades, I would say. I was addicted to my story, which was all about stress and misery, and I was always in victim. I mean, I lived that way for so long because I didn't know any different, and people don't know any different. And there's huge freedom in understanding that. And then when you try to change, or when you go about changing, it can be a bit challenging, because you'll always be pulled back by I'm going to correct that. Not that you will always, but you can often be pulled back by the body, because the body is used to being in that stressful state. So it craves, it's like no different from sugar or cigarettes or junk food or whatever. The body craves it. So when things, you might go a couple of days and things are going great, and then you fall back into the pattern of the stress or of being in victim, and it's because it's addictive. And even though we don't like it, we know it, and we go back to that default program. So for this lovely lady, she'll have to change her lifestyle and her mindset, but it doesn't have to be totally overwhelming, because I was saying to her, you know, you don't have to be totally overwhelmed by it. You can go and do it gently and make small changes. Like I remember lovely woman I went to years ago had said to me, because I was trying to change my life and everything was very overwhelming. Sorry, the gardener, he loves this flipping thing. I'll just close that out for a minute. And she had said to me, anyone that's vegetarian or vegan, sorry, but this is just a phrase, how do you eat an elephant? A little bit at a time. So you make gradual little changes until you, until they accumulate, and those little changes become big changes. They have a big impact on the body, because the littlest changes can have a huge impact on the body, you know. He's loud this morning. No, that's better. So, and just another thing, like when we're stressed, we have to look at our lifestyle. It's really important to look at our lifestyle. And just give you an example, a friend of mine is over at the moment with her family, and we're out the whole time having a great time, right? But I love to be in bed early and get up early. And with the heat here in Spain, I have to get up early to walk the dog, because otherwise it's too hot to walk in later on in the day. And I've had a few late nights, and that had an impact on my emotional state, because that causes stress in the body, and it puts the body under stress, and you react. It could be by your thoughts are suddenly more negative, or it could be that you have no energy, you're dragging your ass around the place, and you're cranky, and there's different stuff goes on. So we always have to go back to our lifestyle and our mindset. So making little changes, like drinking more water, getting more sleep, getting more downtime, doing a bit of breath work, connecting with the breath, getting out in nature, looking for joy. What do we like doing? Do more of it. So all these little tips are great, but also, who are you around and what are you speaking about? Because I'm telling you, when I went into the room that day and they were all discussing how stressed they were, I actually had to walk out because it was too much. It was like they were feeding into each other's stress and expanding the stress, making the stress bigger. Because the more we focus on what we don't want, the more it grows. It's like anything. And I love that saying, it's where your wait, now I have to think about this in the Monday morning. Where your focus goes, energy flows, and something grows. So it expands. And it's a really good thing to remember. So if you want to feel better, you focus your thoughts on feeling better, and your emotional state on that feeling. So you put your focus on that. It's like if you have any goal in life and you focus on it, you're going to bring it to fruition if you focus on it, okay? If your focus is on something that you don't want, you'll also bring that to fruition. So it's important, you know, to understand the power of the mind. Now, I could go down about 50 rabbit holes with this, because I love how powerful we are with our minds. I mean, I've been studying this. I think I started this journey with the whole mind stuff about 13 years ago. And it's amazing. Like, we have no idea how powerful we are and how powerful our thoughts and our emotions are. And when we understand that, we become much more selective of where we put our thoughts, or of what we allow into our minds, what we subject ourselves to. And part of that for me would be, I move away from a lot of negative chatter. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have days where we feel negative, or we all have days where we give out, or we gossip, or whatever. But it's catching it and pulling yourself back from it, because we're human, we're having a human experience, right? But it's how, like, when we do it, observe how it feels in your body. Observe how, when you're giving out and maybe moaning and whinging, how does it feel in your body? You know, become aware of that. And when you do, you spend less time there. You still do a bit of it. It's okay. But you'd spend less time doing it. I was a devil for it. I used to be always whinging, always moaning, always bitching, always griping. I didn't know any different. And I always felt like crap. And this is going back now a long time ago. But, oh God, it was like I didn't realise I was doing it to myself. And I think there's great freedom in understanding that. And when I'd be I know it can be... a friend of mine says to me, you're literally cutthroat with it now. I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not being in that company, or when that kind of negativity is going on, and that's why I stopped watching the news as well, because it was so negative. And I used to feel crap in my body because I used to be worrying about the world and we're all fecked. So I stopped that too. So I suppose the message for this morning is that we create our own reality, and our thoughts, what we think and how we act and how we feel, is super, super important. And we do have the ability to change how we feel, and we do have the ability to change our thoughts. And it can be challenging, 100%, but we have that ability. And most people don't realize that they have the choice. You become, you know, when you realize it as well, you become the observer of your own behavior, and you catch yourself. I was talking about something the other day to a friend of mine. I was just about to say something and I caught myself and I went, no, actually, I'm not going to. And she was like, no, tell me. I was like, no, actually, because it's low vibe, I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean I do it all the time. But I caught myself and I was like, nah. So you actually become the master of your own words, of your own mind, and you create a different reality. You create a happier self, you know, a more fulfilled self, a healthier self. Because when we're speaking and we're speaking negatively, the body feels that, and that has an impact on your health, you know. And it's so freeing to know this. It's just so freeing to know this and to make those little changes. And we have to come at it from different angles. We come at it from the physical, with the sleep, with the water, with the good food. But we also have to come at it from our minds, you know. What am I thinking? What am I saying? What are my beliefs? What are my behaviors? Are they supporting me? You know, sometimes we do behaviors and they're just sabotaging us. They're completely sabotaging us. And our results in life, and actually I'm teaching this, I'm doing a masterclass on Sunday morning, and I teach this. So it's our beliefs create our programs create our behaviors, and our behaviors creates the results we get in life. And once you understand that, and you take ownership for your own results in life, now you're sucking diesel, as they say. Now you're sucking diesel, because you're in charge. You start creating your own reality. It takes you out of victim, and it's so freeing. So just to say it again, your beliefs create your programs create your behaviors, and your behaviors give you your results in life. And all our results in life, when we look at our results, good and bad, we create them ourselves through our own behaviors. So when things, and again, I was talking to a client the other day and I was saying to her, it always comes back to you. Always. When things are happening in your life, it comes back to you. You are the point of attraction. And we were talking about a pattern that was going on for her, and it's been running for quite a while. And I was saying to her, well, what does that pattern, what's the one thing all this has in common? It's you. It's you. You're the point of attraction. So come back into yourself, look at your own behaviors and see how you're creating your own reality. And I know that can kind of piss people off, because people would rather, not everybody now, but some people would rather not take responsibility for it and just loop around in it, or feel like that the world was against them, or they're very unlucky, or things don't work out for them. But it's always you. It's always you. Come back to you. And know as well that you have lots of behaviours that support you, because in those areas of your life where you're getting good results, then you're being supported by a healthy program or a balanced program. But when things are going wrong, you're being supported. You're not being supported by the program. The program is it's just not working for you. So that alone is huge, isn't it? To even realise it. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent. I wasn't actually going down this road, but say for this lady that my neighbour, who's so lovely, her pattern is stress. She's actually looping in stress. That's her pattern. That's her program that she's running. That's what she's talking about all the time. And that's what's happening, and it's getting worse and worse, progressively worse, because that's where her attention is. But it's back to her. It'll always come back to her. And it's how we deal with things, and how we view things, how we perceive things. It's always us. And for her to change some things in her lifestyle will change actually how she feels in relation to stress. And I know this because I did it myself, and I looped in that for long enough, and you can change it. So it's just a little nugget today, is when you're getting results in life, you know they're backed up by your behaviour, so see what you can change, you know. And like I said, find joy in your life and do more of it. Practice gratitude and do more of it. Look after the body, drink plenty of water, eat good food, get plenty of sleep. All that really helps with your stress levels. So I know I'm talking about two things now at the one time. I'm talking about stress, but I'm also talking about behaviours. But sure, look, that's the way it goes. Anyway, I hope there's nuggets in here for you guys. And go easy on yourselves. And when I say it's always back to you, it's not about beating yourself up or saying, oh, you know, I'm so wrong. I've done everything wrong. Or that. It's not about that. It's about awareness, going, oh, how freeing is this? I just have to tweak a few things. I just have to change a couple of things, and it gives you back your power. And so many people are disempowered and feel disempowered and feel disconnected, and it's no wonder they're stressed, because they don't realize that actually they are the power, and they have the power. They are the boss of themselves. They are the master of themselves. But we've lost that knowledge, and we've lost that ability, and we kind of look outside of ourselves instead of looking inside. So anyway, have a beautiful week ahead, and I will talk to you all soon. Ciao, ciao.